Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Becker, and today I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips on how I grew my confidence from nothing to actually feeling like I belong in this world, with a bonus tool at the end of this video that will help you raise your confidence as well. Tip number 1 is to stop comparing yourself to others. How often in your day do you look at somebody else and you look at their accomplishments or the way they look or anything about them and you think, man, I wish I could be that way? You are comparing yourself to that person, and what you are telling yourself is that you are not good enough. I mean, is that what you want to tell yourself? That will break down your confidence quicker than almost anything will. You don't realize, that's why it's tricky. You don't realize that you're cutting yourself down. But when you compare, like I said, you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough. The first step to stop comparing yourself to others is to be aware of it. Like, a lot of times we're not even aware of it. I used to do it all the time. I used to constantly compare myself to others. I used to constantly wish that I was skinny like her or confident like her, right? I was constantly trying to be like somebody else, and it broke down my confidence so fast and so quickly, and I was left feeling horrible about myself. One of the things I found out that helped me to stop comparing myself to others is when I saw that person, after I became aware of those thoughts and I saw that person that I wanted to compare myself to, I complimented them. Sometimes I complimented them to their face, like I actually went over to them and said, you know, you really look nice, or whatever it was, but very often it would just be in my head of, wow, she looks nice, whatever the situation was. And then I would turn around and compliment myself. And when you're feeling really bad about yourself, that's really hard to do, right? Because we tend to criticize ourselves. But when you're just so focused on yourself and how unconfident you feel and how bad you feel about yourself, you're going to feel it more. So it's hard to compliment yourself at first, but find anything and then move on. Train your thoughts, make yourself think about something else. Like, turn your focus off yourself and away from the person you're comparing yourself to, and just start asking questions about somebody else. Like, hey, how was your day? How are your kids? How's your job? Whatever the situation calls for, just start talking to somebody else and let them talk about themselves. And before you know it, you're going to break out of that thought pattern, and you're going to be so focused on them and asking them questions and enjoying their company that you're going to completely forget about how self-critical you're being and how much you're comparing. So watch your actions, watch how much you're comparing yourself, and train yourself to get away from that self-destructive mode. The number 2 tip I have to grow your confidence is to stop criticizing yourself. Stop criticizing yourself. I could stop right there. We are so filled with critical thoughts all day long. First of all, do you know how many thoughts go through your head in a day? It's thousands upon thousands of thoughts. I want you to stop and think about one thing. Ask yourself this question. Everything that I say about myself, would I say that to my daughter? Would you say those very words to that person in your life all the time? Probably not, right? Most of us would not talk to our loved ones that way. So why talk to yourself that way? Think about that. So how to stop criticizing yourself? Start to think about everything that you have succeeded in. Start thinking about all the good things that you do in life. I don't care if it's just something like I make amazing brownies. Like, I don't care what it is. Think about all the good that you are and start concentrating on focusing on that. And it's not going to be easy at first, because most of us have spent years and years of our life cutting ourselves down, right? Most of us have. So it's going to take some time. It's not going to be overnight, but you only fail if you quit, right? So just keep at it. Keep noticing the thoughts in your head. And also, this is an interesting point to this. Notice how critical you are to other people. Very often, the things that you are so critical about in somebody else, those are the things that bother you in yourself, or the things that you're afraid of being or turning into. So watch how critical you are to other people, how judgmental you are to other people, because that's usually the level that you treat yourself that way. This was an area of my life that I really had to hone in on and realize, because I used to be a very critical, judgmental person who would never offer compliments to anybody, who looked at everybody's flaws like it could be a beautiful person, and I would find that flaw. Why? Because I did it to myself. And when you find yourself doing that, you could just stop and say, okay, wait a second. You know, it takes some courage and vulnerability to be honest with yourself, and that will help grow your confidence as well. So the number 3 tip I have for you to grow your confidence is kind of just to fake it as you make it. Honestly, I hate to hear people say that, fake it till you make it. You know, I used to be like, okay, whatever, like, what does that mean? The person that you think is so confident, they might be faking it, right? They might just be holding their head up high and standing tall and looking you in your eyes when you talk and laughing and engaging in your life. So seriously, when you walk into a room, like, take nice slow steps and hold your chin up high, stand up straight, you know, have nice tall posture, and look people in the eyes, right? Like, smile at people, and you will eventually, it will feel fake at first, it will feel uncomfortable, but eventually it will become more of a part of you, and it will be real. It will be a real thing. Why does this work? It works because the same way if you envision something to happen, right? There's chemicals that go off in your brain that your brain thinks you're actually doing it, and that's why they say it's really good to, like, envision yourself. Do a vision, like, envision yourself walking into a room and being confident and crushing it and doing wonderful at whatever you're doing, and that outcome will be more likely to happen in your life. So now I want to share with you a really helpful and easy tool that will help you grow in your confidence as you mix it with the 3 tips that I have. Grab yourself a journal. I personally like to write on notebooks with my favorite pen, but you know, you can use something electronic if you want, like Evernote, whatever it is. But I want you to start something with that I call my appreciation journal. And I've talked about this before because it works. This is a great tool. It's an easy tool. So every single day, I want you to write down 1 to 3 things about yourself that you like or love about yourself. And that at the end of that week, you go back to every single thing you wrote that week and you read over those things that you wrote. It becomes like affirmations. And a bonus to that is that every single day, you're going to start concentrating and focusing on the good about yourself without even realizing it, because you are going to be looking for things that you like about yourself. Do you see how that works? Every single day, you're going to be thinking to yourself, I need to write something down. I need to write something down about myself that I like. So you're going to actually be looking for it. And again, when you read it at the end of that week, a lot of times you're like, wow. And you'll really start to see that you really truly are somebody really super special, that you are unique, that you are worth it, that you're worth all this effort, and that you're worth other people loving you, because you're going to learn to start loving yourself. So I hope these tips have helped. I hope they've been beneficial for you. If you like what's in this video, then please like the video. Give me a thumbs up. That'd be great. And also, please subscribe to my channel, because every single Thursday, I'm going to be bringing you life lessons, guys, things that I've learned and things that will hopefully help you to be the best version ever and to live the life you've always wanted to live. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.